Welcome once again to your weekly update from the city of New Hope. Time to check in with the mayor to find out what's new and what is coming up. Mayor Elder, how are you today?
Fantastic, Dave. How are you?
I am very good. Thanks for joining us once again to give an update here on May 5th, looking back at some things that happened last week and also looking ahead to this week and also coming up after that. Looking back at last week, we had Crystal Little League opened up, so that was a big event this past weekend. And now this week, we've got a few commission meetings coming up the first couple days of the week. Tell us about those commissions and again, the efforts that they put forth for the city.
Yeah, the commissions that we have in the city, and there are three, the Planning Commission, the Human Rights Commission, and the Citizens Advisory Commission, are all made up of residents of the city, and they donate their time to be on these commissions, and they act as an advisory capacity to the city council. So they look into issues and concerns and thoughts and programs for the city that the council just wouldn't have the time to do. So these commissions serve a great purpose and they're highly valued by the council. And on Monday at 7 p.m., we have a Human Rights Commission meeting. And then on Tuesday, May 6th at 7 p.m., there's a Planning Commission meeting. And we're, again, grateful for their service and work for the city.
And we'll talk a little bit more about the Planning Commission in a second. One of the items they're going to be touching on. On Wednesday, the 7th at 5 p.m., it's time to get out in the park, and it looks like the weather will be perfect to do some cleanup. Tell us about this big event.
It's going to be great. It's time for the annual park cleanup in service of the Shingle Creek Watershed Cleanup Week at Meadow Lake Park. And they'll go out, they'll pick up the park, clean up the park, and make it continually beautiful.
Go to the city's website, newhopemn.gov, to find out more about ways you can get out there and pitch in. Coming up on the 10th, then, it is time to get some plants from the city at the golf course. Tell us about this annual fun event.
Yeah, this is the annual New Hope plant sale. And, they say you're not supposed to plant until one day after Mother's Day.
Hmm.
And so this is a big event that's held at the golf course. And people can go in and pick up their plants and get ready and prepare for beautifying our homes.
8 a.m. until 1 p.m. on Saturday is the time for that great sale. So head over to the golf course. Now to community development, a couple items to touch on here. Again, back to the Planning Commission meeting, which is coming up this week. And one main item on that we've been talking about, again, remind us about the work potentially going on at the cemetery.
Yeah, Gethsemane Cemetery at 42nd between Boone and Winnetka and down to about 40th. uh, is proposing a building for storage on the southeast corner of their property. And that needs to go through the planning commission to make sure that they're meeting all the codes and ordinances for a structure like this. They will vote as a commission on whether to approve it or not, along with a list of things that would need to be addressed, such as screening garbage cans, making sure that, any heating or cooling units are screened, make sure the setbacks are right, all of that, so that we can ensure that they're going to meet all the requirements.
Also, let's talk about scattered site for a minute. There are three properties you want to touch on, two that are in the process of building permits and one in the process of getting ready for demolition. Give us an update on those properties.
Yeah, the city bought the property at 4220 Nevada Avenue North, and we sold that property to EHR, or Exceptional Homes and Remodeling. Because the lot was so large, we were able to split that lot into two single-family home lots while still meeting the setback requirements and all the other rules for building and zoning. And so we took a property that we were getting tax on of about one home tax value at about $240,000. And except EHR is going to be putting up two homes on that property, and those homes we're expecting to sell at $579,900 each. So we're taking this property and turning it into a great big draw for tax roll increase. So we're excited about that. EHR builds a remarkable home. I've been through several of theirs, and we're excited to have them building in our town.
And then over to Wisconsin, there's a home that's getting ready for demolition, and this is a process to pick the right group to do the demolition.
Absolutely. And it's the government, so it seems like almost everything's a process.
Mhm.
And so the city received six bids for demolition and site preparation work. Staff will recommend the lowest authorized bidder, or the lowest responsible bidder, and that will be coming to our EDA, or the Economic Development Authority meeting on May 12th. The EDA will then select a company for doing the demolition, and we're looking forward to getting that demolished and get a new home built on that.
One other item in community development to touch on, their work with the business community. They've got the networking group coming up this Wednesday, May 7th at 2 p.m. Give us a preview of that meeting.
Yep, the meeting is being done by the Sun Post, hosted by Linda Banks, and it will be at the New Hope City Hall. And this is a group of businesses from Crystal and New Hope that get together to support each other, work together, and really find ways for them to be successful. So it's a great group of business owners, and I love to attend those meetings. It's always great to hear from them.
And the price is right. It is free, so make sure you stop by.
It
Now move
is.
ahead to the police department. A few items to update on here. We've been following this process of the captain opening in the police department. Where are we now with that process?
Well, Captain Scott Slauson, who is getting to that age, has decided he's going to retire at the end of June. So, because of really strong succession planning by Chief Hoyt, they have four candidates who are internal sergeant positions that qualify to apply for the captain's position. They have interviewed those four individuals through the personnel board, and they are now down to two candidates. And they have participated in the final interview with Chief Hoyt and City Manager Berthoff. And they're down to two candidates that went through that, and they're not telling me who won. So, either way, we have incredible employees. Great to see that four were able to be qualified to actually serve in that position.
Mhm.
You always want to leave and make sure that whoever's taking your spot's qualified to do that. And through strong succession planning, they've managed to do that. So, my strong thanks to the four that put in for it. And I look forward to working with the new captain that gets appointed.
More to come on that process as it moves along. Now to some potential future police employees. We've got the Explorers within the city of New Hope that recently went to a state competition, and word has it they did very well.
Absolutely. The Explorer is a part of Scouting of America. It used to be Boy Scouts, but it's now male and female. And these are kids ages 14 to 19. And they are in the scouting program, but they work with the police department, and they are what's called police explorers. The three cities of Crystal, New Hope, and Robbinsdale have banded together to have one post, and we have officer advisors from each of the cities involved. They did go to this conference, and they took third place out of every explorer post in the state of Minnesota, and they took third place in interview and interrogation scenarios. Very proud of these individuals for their accomplishments, and we look forward to getting them hired on as police officers as they get old enough and if they want to stick with it.
Congratulations to them. Now to a note about someone who, if you've had an issue with a animal over the past, what, 3 decades just about, this
Yeah.
person may have come to your block. Tell us about Tom.
Yeah, when I worked with the New Hope Police Department as an officer and detective, I worked very, very closely with Animal Control Officer Tom Mahan. Tom holds a master's degree in animal science and really became subject matter expert across the state of Minnesota. And Tom sat on a number of different boards and helped write state statutes, and really was the premier knowledge person on all things animal related.
Mhm.
Tom, after 27 years of dedicated service to the cities of Crystal and New Hope, has decided he's going to retire. Well earned,
Mhm.
but he will be so missed.
Yeah.
And we have hired a new animal control person who got to study under Tom for a couple of months or a month and a half anyway. And that knowledge transfer had to have been intense. So
Mhm.
we wish her the absolute best, and obviously wish Tom the best in a very, very well-earned retirement.
Yeah, congratulations to Tom. Always great to work with. Final note in the police department, the number of calls over the past week. Tell us about that number.
Yeah, we had 486 police-related incidents from April 24th through the 30th. That number's up just a little bit over historical numbers year to year for the same time period, but not unexpected with the nice weather that we've seen. And so things are going well. Officers are still able to take the calls, and our department's doing a great job.
Let's now head to Public Works, and this is the time of the year where they really shine. They are about everywhere, which they usually are throughout the year, but a couple
Yeah.
specific things they're doing right now. One has to do with electricity and a water tower, and the other one underground with some bearing of cables. Tell us about the work of this great department.
You know, things, when people go through the city, things work. And if they don't, they get fixed. And the things that we take for granted are city parks being mowed, the athletic fields being prepped, the boulevard trash being picked up, the state of our curb and gutters. All of these things are just a sprinkling of the things that these folks do day in and day out. Some of the larger projects that they're doing right now is they're working with the electrician at the water tower that has been drained. And as we make sure that as this water tower is down, the other water towers through the Joint Water Commission area, which is the cities of Golden Valley, Crystal, and New Hope, all the residents and businesses still have good water or sufficient water pressure and water flow. So
Mhm.
they're working with the electrician to make sure that as they're upgrading and updating things, things continue to work smoothly. And then they did a proposed walkthrough for the right-of-way underground boring route for CenturyLink. And what's happening is CenturyLink is going to be burying some of their utilities underground. And the really positive thing to this, and we're seeing Excel is doing this as well, um, because we're an older city, all of our utilities are above grade.
Mhm.
And when we have storms, and our trees become larger, and the wind blows the branches into the power lines and whatnot. We have fires, and during storms, trees come down, branches come down, knocking power out. If they're buried underground, that's not an issue.
Mhm.
So we're seeing more and more of our utilities going underground, and our public works is the main force that is making sure that it's being done and done properly.
Final stop on our update this week is Parks and Recreation. A lot going on here, and the first couple items have to do with the dancers in town. First of all, buying tickets, and then we've got some pictures to share of some winning awards.
Yeah, there is the spring dance recitals coming up May 17th and 18th. And in the first 24 hours of those tickets going on sale, we sold almost 1,500 tickets to to these events.
Right.
This program is so beloved by the community and so well participated by residents of the cities of obviously New Hope, but surrounding us as well. It's a program that has an incredible reputation and a great following. So
Mhm.
I look forward to being at those recitals as well to cheer them on as the mayor.
And here are those pictures we promised too of some dancers from that program who recently went to some competitions and again did very well.
Absolutely. They attended the last competition of the season, the DX regional competition in Shakopee. Dancers competed as solo, duets, trios, and groups, and finished very well. And the dancers had a great time. Again, represented our community beautifully, and fun to see these dancers really pour everything into it.
Congratulations to those dancers. Now, outside we go to softball fields and soon to be soccer fields. There are players, it seems, everywhere in New Hope these days.
Yeah, the West Metro Women's Softball League began their play last week, and the men's leagues start this week. Adult soccer leagues will begin at Victory Park next week, and we're looking at our Parks and Recs department, and we're seeing programs for little kids, and we're seeing programs for adults, and we see programs for teens, and intragenerational use of our Parks and Rec is really what they strive for. And as you can see from all the things that are occurring, they're knocking it out of the park. And so exciting to see this happen.
Another park and rec facility that was used for a little bit of a unique purpose this past weekend was the community gym. Who was inside the gym and what were they doing and benefiting?
This past weekend, the community gyms at Cooper hosted the 281 District 281 annual flower sale, which raises money for the sports programs at Cooper High School. Very well attended, a lot of dirt and a lot of plants went out the door.
Mhm.
So great to see their success.
Final stop is over at the golf course. And as you can imagine, with the nice weather, there are golfers everywhere on the golf course. And one particular group was out there recently, and they had a big surprise when they got to hole number 9. What happened, Mayor?
The city donated a bench in honor of the years of service that previous Mayor Kathy Hempkin had given to the city. And she was out playing a round of golf as she does with great regularity.
Hmm.
And as she came up to the ninth hole, there was the city staff standing there by this bench that was donated in her honor and honor of the service she gave. She was on the planning commission for a number of years and then ran for mayor and was our mayor for 16 consecutive years. She gave an incredible amount to this community, still does. And it's really nice that the city chose to honor her in this fashion.
That is fantastic. Congratulations to Mayor Hempkin. I'll use that bench to gather myself on the 9th hole so I can make sure it's the best experience ever. But again, a
Absolutely.
lot of folks out at the golf course and a lot of activity going on there and a lot of activity throughout the city. Again, remember this brochure is available through the city and you should have got it at home, New Hope residents. A lot of park and rec activity there. Go to the website newhopemn.gov to find out more of what is going on. Mayor Elder, thanks again for your time. You have a great rest of the week, and we'll talk to you again soon.
I hope so. Thank you, Dave.
And here's a look at some other things coming up right here in the city of New Hope. For more city stories, check out ccxmedia.org or find us on social media.